How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time since I've uploaded a video, but I've had to take a break. College football 25 was just kind of getting old, and I took some time to do some other things. I put out a Skyrim mod list. So if you don't know, I am an author of a Skyrim mod list called Sil Knock. If you're in that community, you're in that community. There will be videos on the channel that are related to Skyrim content. But that's what I've been doing. I haven't been putting out a ton of videos on it because I've been too busy developing that stuff and figuring out everything that's involved in that. But I'm back for some college football 26. The game so far has been a noticeable improvement on 25, but it's different in a lot of ways. I may make a video at some point going over which ways it's different and the things that they improved on and some things that I still think need work. And throughout my videos, you'll probably catch me talking about those things ad nauseum because I mean it's just I'm playing the game, so I'm obviously going to have an opinion about the things that need to be fixed and the things that are pretty good. So anyway, as you can see, we're going to do a dynasty. We're going to take over Maryland. Maryland it's not like my UAB dynasty where I take a team that's just pretty bad and turn them into a powerhouse that can win national championships. That's not exactly what I'm doing. This team is not awful, but they have some improvements that they could definitely make. There's not a single player over 90 overall. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players above a 80, and it looks like 3 of those are seniors, and several other of those, and one of them's a punter, so I don't even know if you can count that. So yeah, so we've got some improvement to do. We're a 76 overall. I really wanted to take over a team in a power conference. I was looking at a couple. I landed on Maryland. Maryland, before I go over the roster, Maryland has not won. I don't know if I hold on. Yeah, team stats. Can I go? Is it here? No, I guess I can't look at it here. Maybe I can. I don't know. There's a whole lot of stats in this game. Maryland has not won 10 games or more in a season in over 20 years. So that's the big push with this is to get Maryland 10 wins consistently. I also wanted to go over actually and check. I didn't do this either. I don't know if Maryland's ever won a national championship, and they have. Okay, so in 1953 they won a national championship. Okay, so be it. So they've won a national title, but it was well before there was an actual national championship game. And it looks like in 1953 they went 10-1. Jim Tatum was the coach for them then. So anyway, we're taking over Maryland, a power, I guess 4 nowadays, a Power 4 conference team that just consistently does not win too many games. It's consistently bad. As you can see, the new overlay over there, my coach is actually standing off to the right of the screen, which is really cool. Let's go over the schedules real quick. The schedule is going to look like this. We're going to play Navy in Game 1. It's the Crab Bowl. It is our only trophy game that we have is Navy versus Maryland. I think that's pretty cool. So we're going to play Navy every year. I'm going to find a way to sneak that into the schedule. Then we'll go and we'll take on Northern Illinois in week 2. We'll have an open date 3. Then we'll go on the road to Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin to take on the Badgers. And that'll start Big Ten play. We're going to go over and take on North Carolina in week 5. Washington in week 6. Nebraska in 7, UCLA in the Rose Bowl in week 8. We're having an open date at 9. We'll play Indiana in week 10, Rutgers in week 11, Illinois in week 12. We'll have 2 back-to-back road games here. This will be a critical part of the season to see if we can get to that 10-win mark. I don't know if this is the year to do it, honestly. It might be kind of tough. Going to have to play Michigan and Michigan State to end the season. Both of these games, it looks like we're playing Michigan State at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. So that's interesting. That's not something I was expecting. So that's pretty cool. Going to get to play a game in Ford Field. We'll hopefully be able to win that game. Doesn't seem like Michigan State's all that great in this game. So, anyway, the schedule is pretty nice to us this year as far as our side of the Big Ten schedule is concerned. So we might be able to actually sneak in a 10-win season, but that's the goal. Like I said, it's been over 20 years since they've had one. Let's take a quick look at the schedule, or I mean the roster real quick. Just going to sort this. I'm at a dilemma here. I don't know whether or not I will start Malik Washington, who is a pure runner, true freshman. But he does have 90 throwing power and some questionable throw accuracy. That's kind of what I'm worried about. If that becomes a problem, then we'll go with Justin Martin, who is a pure pocket passer. Doesn't have the running ability, but definitely has the throwing power and the throwing accuracy to back that up. I doubt Christian Martin or Jackson Hamilton will ever see the field. They will likely transfer with the way that this game is set up. If you don't see the field, you just leave, pretty much. That's true to real life. We are going to go with Zymir Smith. Hope I said that right. He's also a true freshman. So the one advantage we have is a lot of true freshmen with a lot of ability. This guy has a lot of physical abilities. His awareness is kind of low, but the speed and acceleration, and as well as the change of direction of the break tackle, is promising for me. Josiah McLaurin is probably going to see some playing time as well as Nolan Ray. The other running backs I'm not so sold on. Maybe Jaron Humphrey I can see maybe getting some playing time. Let's move over to wide receiver. Jalil Farouk, this is going to be our number one target this year when we throw the ball. But we only got him for 1 year. As you can see, he's just got a ton of abilities. He's got all the mental abilities you can get with the 3 mental abilities. He's got some better physical abilities as well. Sure hands, recoup, layout, and cutter. I think route artist is actually going to be one of the better archetypes for receivers this year with the abilities that they could get. It's really nice. Octavian Smith Jr., not a whole lot of abilities. Unfortunately, these two both have star dev trait, and we can't really take advantage of it because they're both seniors. He'll see the field as well. Kalen Webb probably will see the field as well. He has a star dev trait. He's a junior. Hopefully we can get him back. He will be my slot receiver this year. And Shalik Knotts probably see the field a little bit, as well as Ryan Manning and most likely Jordan Scott as well. 6'7", 219 with 88 speed and some really good physical abilities for a contested specialist. So those guys will see the field most likely. This is the real thing I'm excited about. We've got 2 really good tight ends, and we're going to use both of them in a lot, actually. Leon Houghton Jr. is a 6'4", 227-pound physical route runner. He will see the field quite a bit. But the big one here is Dorian Fleming. Hopefully he doesn't leave this year. We need an A- championship contender. I feel like if we win 10 games, we might be getting close to that A- to keep him from transferring. But he is a sophomore. Impact Dev already has silver balance and silver sure hands. Both of those abilities are great. And he's an impact player. Not like that matters a whole lot in this game. Just kind of shows the best players. Offensive line, this is important, but this stuff doesn't matter a ton. Not the stuff that people want to really care about. Defensive line, this might matter a little bit. We're going to run a multiple defense. I'll get to the offense here in a second. I think you guys are going to like that. It's going to be something pretty different than what I did in my series last year. I am still going to run the ball quite a bit, but this will be quite a bit different. We got Neo Avery, a speed rusher out of Glen Burnie, Maryland. He is probably going to be our starting edge rusher, but there is a chance that Tariq Stanley could get in there. It just depends on which one I prefer. I think Stanley, with his power moves being a little bit higher, probably does get the edge, but the awareness of Avery makes me kind of want to go with him. Most of the time, I think we're going to be in a 3-down front, so it's just going to be Avery, most likely Burgess or Stanley. Then Evan Thomas will be our middle guy at a massive 336 pounds. He's got pocket disruptor and workhorse. Both of those are great abilities. Bryce Jenkins right behind him to fill up any gaps. And we also have Noah Carrington if things go really south and we need to go 3 deep on our defensive tackles. That or, we need to sub somebody in because of, injury or wear and tear or something. But the 2 workhorse physical abilities matter quite a bit. At Sam, outside linebacker, we have Trey Reddick. This is kind of an area that we need to look at for recruiting. These are not great. I mean, they are young, so they'll get much better in the offseason. At Mike, we've got Daniel Wingate and Michael Harris. Might see a little bit of Kayshawn Flowers or Tommy Morehouse, maybe. But it's probably going to be just these 2 guys here. At the mic that you see rotating in and out. At the wheel, you've got DJ Samuels. The thing here is that Grimes and Samuels and Wells are all probably going to rotate in and out. They're all about the same, just for different purposes. At corner, we've got Dante Joyner and Jamar Glasker, or it might be Jamar. I think it's Jamar. Jamar Glasker. I'm more excited for Brandon Lee than the other 2, to be completely honest with you. And Kevin Hums, who's a bump and run corner, but he has 95 speed, 95 acceleration. It's just his awareness that's kind of got him down. So I hope he doesn't transfer out. Conference prestige being his deal breaker is nice because we're in the Big Ten. That's actually going to come in our favor when it comes to recruiting. You'll see that here in a second. Free safety, we've got Levan Scruggs. He's a box specialist. That kind of is okay. I don't like this a whole lot. I'd prefer to have coverage specialist or hybrid, but oh well. Jalen Husky may be our best defensive player, probably is our best defensive player, but he's a senior, and he's a hybrid safety, and he will be doing just a little bit of everything for me. But right behind him, we've got Messiah Delhomme. He's a coverage specialist, but he's a freshman, and he has the star dev trait. Problem is that playing style is his deal breaker, and playing style is kind of tough to do in this game as far as there's 2 to worry about: playing time and playing style. Playing time because it's currently bugged and you could just lose people for playing time even if they win the Heisman for you. I think it's really on the back end, I think that playing time is not. It's saying it's playing time as the reason why they're leaving, but I don't think it's actually playing time for the reason they're leaving. I think it's other factors, even if playing time is their deal breaker. Anyway, either way it goes, playing time and playing style are 2 that you just don't want to see. Unfortunately, some of the better recruits are going to have that, and some of the better players are going to have it. So you just kind of have to go with what we got. We have a terrible kicker. He's got some decent power, but his accuracy is pretty bad. The good news there is that he does have a couple of physical abilities to make up for the fact that he's pretty god-awful. Our punter, he's better. Our punter's probably going to be our kicker, if I'm being completely honest with you. That's probably how that's going to work out. Our punter is going to do double duty. He's going to kick, and he's going to punt, because chip shot and deep range are both great abilities. I just got a feeling he's going to be our kicker. And I may even switch him over to that at the end of the season because he's a junior, and I'll probably get to see him for his senior year. I'm not going to do any red shirts because, I mean, why would you with the current state of college football? So I'm not even going to bother with that. Let's go on over to coach abilities real quick. Let's go over this. Coach abilities, we've got motivator as our main archetype for our coach. I don't really see why anybody would go anything other than archetype here because this is obviously the best one. With the way that it works this year, this is better than recruiter for recruiting. Because that first ability, interest boost for running backs or whatever, recruits when a current running back hits a skill cap. So anytime you have a recruit on your recruiting board and a running back, or any of these, a quarterback, defensive line. So say you've got a running back who's one away from a skill cap. I'm going to assume that y'all know what a skill cap is, but it's the way that they level up in the game. And let's say he hits that and put the points in for him to hit that cap. All the running backs on your recruiting board are going to get a pretty insane interest boost from you. So this is actually almost, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't go motivator. Recruiter, the trees just, for the good ones, you're going to have to get elite recruiter, and you got to sign 2 top 5 classes, and by that time it seems like you don't really need help recruiting. So motivator is the way to go this year. The tier 3 is where you want to get to. The off-season boost is big time this year with being able to manually progress your players. So we're going with motivator. We'll keep an eye on that as the season progresses. I want to go over scheme and playbook real quick. I'm going to run the power spread. And I'm probably going to run just basic LSU playbook to start with. Mostly just because I haven't made my own. I've made it, but I haven't perfected the power spread custom playbook that I'm coming up with. So I'm just going to run LSU's power spread because that's what it's based off of anyway. Ironically enough, Playbook Gamer, who's a pretty substantial name in the community here, not necessarily for college football 26, but just college football games, period. Mostly 06 for his dynasties, but he's been around for a long time. He knows his stuff. He just did a video on the LSU power spread playbook. If you are curious about the ins and out of this playbook and you want more in-depth than what I'm going to go through, you need to go check his video out because it's an excellent video. It goes over a lot of the concepts that are in this playbook. I'll talk through some of them, but like I said, his videos are a good guide, and he specializes in playbooks, hence the name Playbook Gamer. So anyway, enough shilling for Al over there. Let's go ahead and take a look at recruiting real quick. I don't want to make this video too long because this is just the preseason video. I'm going to go over a couple of names here. We're going to go after Steve Wynn, a 5-star out of Chester, Virginia. This is where our location matters a lot. We have a 5-star pipeline boost to Virginia. We also have a 5-star pipeline boost to Maryland. So the fact that we are in the Big Ten means that we're going to be able to go after some of these 5-stars that are in those areas. Steve Wynn's one of them. I haven't done a ton of scouting for him. In fact, I don't really know if I guess I've scouted him a little bit. But at 6'6", 204, 90 speed, 91 acceleration, deep route running is a 78. He's already got a mental ability of adrenaline on gold. Already has a physical ability of 50-50. This guy's going to be great. So I'm just going to highlight a couple of these. Going after Harvey Frazier at tight end, just because we need a little bit more tight end depth. Offensive line, this stuff, nobody cares about this, but it's incredibly important. I'm not going to go over these in depth until we actually get commits. You won't see a whole lot of my recruiting, to be honest with you. I'll kind of go over it every now and then whenever we have a substantial commit. But just the way that this game operates, if I spent, entire videos on recruiting, man, I'd get burnt out so quick because I would have like just ton of time dedicated to just talking through recruiting. What I may do at some point is I may go back in and make small little shorts or something. I'll find a way to incorporate this, but I'm not going to talk about recruiting a ton. I'm just going to go over when somebody does commit, or whenever we're going after somebody I'm really thinking is going to be a main event player, essentially. I'm just kind of scrolling through some of these so you can get an idea of who we're going after. We're really focusing on linebackers, both outside linebackers and Mike linebackers. It's just that and the secondary are really important to us. You see we've got some 5-stars on here. I'm really hoping these work out because we could really turn this Maryland team into a contender quick if we could get some of these 5-stars on campus. But you see our secondary and our linebackers are really our focus this year. We're trying to get a lot of depth because I'm most likely going to run a lot of 5 and 6. I'm going to run a lot of 5 and 6 secondary player packages. So 3-2-6 or 4-2-5 or a 3-3-5. So I'm going to run a whole lot of packages where you've got a lot of secondary players out there. And when I'm not doing that, I'm probably going to run a lot of packages where I'm going to at least have 3. I mean, you're going to have 3 or 4 linebackers out there as well when I'm not running packages that are including a lot of secondary players. Right now, we're just going to run whatever we can run to make us win. So enough of that. I didn't go over recruiting a ton, but that's kind of by design. Like I said, I'm not going to be too interested in spending entire videos on recruiting whenever I do it every week. So enough of my rambling about that. I'm excited to start this Dynasty. It's been a while since I've done a video. I realize it's like 10 months or something. It's not been that long. Probably more like 8 months, I guess. 8 months or something like that since I've done a video. Um, but we're back in the swing of things. New game came out. I've been playing with it quite a bit. I'm excited. I'm excited about it. I'm going to go ahead and... I'll show you these real quick. League settings. I'm not going to go into all my sliders. I've changed them a little bit just to kind of make it a little bit tougher. I'm going to play on All-American because Heisman kind of glitched right now in a way. It's not entirely glitched, like you can do it, but it just doesn't, it's not realistic to play on Heisman right now, I don't feel like. So, anyway, I'm going to play on All-American. I'm not going to go over every one of my sliders, but I've adjusted things to kind of, I got a slider set from a buddy of mine that's been playing the game, and he's pretty spot on with the realism. So you'll see what I mean. The games will be competitive. I do not believe that it's overpowered in any way. Most of the sliders are in negative in my favor, if we're being completely honest with you here. I'm going to leave the manual progression XP penalty to 25. I am going to put the coach XP setting to faster. It needs to be on faster for the way that this works, because otherwise it'll take forever to hit any kind of meaningful coachability, and by that time our Dynasty will probably be wrapping up. Quarter lengths, I'm going to play 7-minute quarters. I think that's probably necessary. I'm going to leave the accelerated clock on, minimum play clock to 17. That way I don't get too many delay of game penalties. Didn't mess with the wear and tear sliders at all, and I just turned off auto progress players so I can do that in the off season. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoy the series. Hope you enjoyed this video. This has been the preseason video for the Maryland Terrapins. I need to figure out how to say their mascot. I just call them the Terps, but I think it's Terrapins? Not really sure, to be completely honest with you. I just know they have historically sucked, and they're not going to suck anymore. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video.